There is a kind of pain that cuts deep, the kind that leaves echoes in your mind long after the moment has passed. Betrayal, rejection, cruelty, these things can shake the foundation of who we are. And when we're hurt, the most natural instinct is to fight back, to make them feel even a fraction of what they made us feel. We want justice, we want payback, we want them to know they messed with the wrong person. Pain has a way of leaving a mark. When someone hurts us, whether through betrayal, rejection, or cruelty, it's easy to believe that the only way to make things right is by getting even. The idea of revenge feels like justice, like the thing that will restore our sense of worth, our dignity. But the truth is, revenge never really satisfies. It may offer a temporary high, a fleeting sense of power, but it doesn't heal the wound. It doesn't erase the hurt. It doesn't give back what was taken. It just keeps us locked in the same cycle of pain. The best revenge is not about proving a point to the people who hurt us. It's about proving to ourselves that we are more than what happened to us. Healing is the real victory. Because when we heal, we take away their power. We take back control of our lives. We refuse to let their actions define our story. Instead of carrying the weight of resentment, we choose freedom. Instead of being consumed by what they did, we turn our focus to who we want to become. There's a misconception that letting go means excusing what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. But healing is not about denying the pain. It's about acknowledging it without letting it own us. It's about choosing not to let someone else's actions dictate how we live our lives. When we hold on to anger and resentment, we are the ones who suffer. We carry the burden of their wrongdoing long after they've moved on. We replay the hurt, keeping it alive, making it a part of our identity. But when we choose healing, we set ourselves free. That freedom comes from shifting the focus from them to us. Instead of asking, how can I make them feel what I felt? We start asking, how can I grow from this? Because the real power is in transformation. The strongest people are not the ones who strike back, but the ones who rise above. They take their pain and use it to build something better, a better life, a stronger heart, a deeper sense of self-worth. They refuse to let what happened turn them bitter. Instead, they let it make them wiser, more compassionate, more resilient. Living well is the best response. Not for them, but for you. The greatest revenge is showing up for yourself in ways they never expected. It's becoming so at peace with yourself that their actions no longer shake you. It's thriving, not out of spite, but because you deserve joy, success, and love. When you pour your energy into your growth, into creating a life that feels whole, you win in a way no act of revenge ever could. But healing is not instant, and it's not always easy. It requires feeling everything, the anger, the grief, the disappointment, without letting those emotions take root. It requires unlearning the idea that our pain must be matched by their suffering. And most of all, it requires courage. The courage to walk away from resentment, to release the need for validation, to trust that peace is worth more than revenge. At the end of the day, the people who hurt you don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve a front row seat in your mind, but you deserve peace. You deserve to reclaim your happiness. You deserve to wake up one day and realize that what they did no longer has power over you. That's the real victory. That's the kind of revenge that actually matters. There is a moment after betrayal, after pain, when the weight of what someone has done settles in. It lingers in the quiet spaces of your mind, in the moments when you least expect it. The natural instinct is to want justice, to want them to see you rise, to regret what they did, to wish they had treated you better. But here's the truth. The most powerful response is not proving them wrong, not making them feel your pain, but living so fully, so completely, that they no longer have a place in your story. Living well is not about performance. It is not about crafting an image of happiness just to show them you are fine. It is about actually being fine. It is about building a life so rich and fulfilling that their absence, their betrayal, their cruelty becomes insignificant. Because the best kind of revenge is one that isn't fueled by anger, but by the deep realization that their actions do not get to define you. When you pour your energy into resentment, you are still giving them space in your life. You are letting them control the narrative, allowing what they did to shape your choices. But when you choose to focus on your own growth, your own happiness, you take that power back. You redirect your energy into something meaningful. You begin to create a life that is not a reaction to them, but a reflection of your own worth. The most powerful thing you can do is live a life that is full of purpose, of love, of joy. Not because you need to prove anything, but because you deserve it. You deserve to wake up in the morning without the weight of what they did pressing down on you. You deserve to find joy in small moments without the shadow of the past dimming your light. You deserve to chase dreams, to build something beautiful, to surround yourself with people who see your value. It is easy to get caught up in wanting to make them see what they lost, to let your success be a message to them. But the truth is, if they truly valued you, they wouldn't have hurt you in the first place. And if they didn't value you, then why should their opinion matter now? Why should they be the motivation behind your success? You are not living for them. You are living for you. Growth is the greatest act of defiance against those who tried to break you. Thriving in the aftermath of pain is the most profound way to reclaim your power. But growth does not happen when we are still holding on to the past, when we are still looking over our shoulder, waiting to see if they notice. It happens when we finally let go, when we stop looking back, when we realize that true peace comes not from their regret, but from our own healing. Living well means making choices that align with the person you want to be. It means stepping into your power without hesitation. It means allowing yourself to be happy, not as a statement, but as a truth. It means finding fulfillment in ways that have nothing to do with them. It is knowing that your worth was never tied to how they treated you. It is knowing that the best kind of revenge is not needing revenge at all. At the end of the day, the people who hurt you do not deserve to be the reason you succeed. They do not deserve to be the force that drives you forward. Your story is yours. Your future is yours. And the best way to win is to live so fully that they become nothing more than a footnote in a chapter you no longer revisit. Letting go is one of the hardest things to do, especially when someone has hurt you deeply. There is something in us that clings to the pain, to the injustice of it all. We replay the moment over and over in our minds, imagining what we could have said, what we should have done, how things could have turned out differently. We hold on to the anger, the resentment, the desire to make them see what they did, but in the end, the only person who suffers from holding on to that pain is us. The person who hurt you may not even be thinking about it anymore, but you are still carrying it, still feeling the weight of it every day. Letting go is not weakness, it is not surrender, it is not pretending that what happened was okay, it is not excusing their behavior or saying that it didn't hurt. Letting go is choosing yourself. It is deciding that your peace is more important than your anger. It is realizing that carrying resentment only keeps you tied to the pain. When you refuse to let go, you are not punishing them, you are punishing yourself. You are keeping them in your heart and mind, giving them space they do not deserve. You are allowing them to continue having power over you long after the moment has passed. It takes strength to walk away from pain, to stop revisiting the past, to release the need for justice. It takes courage to say, I will not let this define me. Because when we hold on to anger, it shapes us. It turns into bitterness, into walls we build to protect ourselves, but that also keep us from experiencing joy. It convinces us that we need to be guarded, that we can never trust again, that we must always be ready to defend ourselves. But letting go is choosing to be free. It is choosing to move forward instead of being stuck in a past you cannot change. There is a false idea that letting go means losing, as if by forgiving, we are saying that what they did was acceptable. But forgiveness is not about them. It is about you. It is about releasing yourself from the chains of resentment. It is about refusing to let their actions take any more of your time, your energy, your happiness. It does not mean you have to let them back into your life. It does not mean you have to trust them again. It simply means that you are done carrying the burden of their choices. Letting go does not happen overnight. It is a process, a choice you make again and again. Some days, the anger will come back. Some days, the pain will feel fresh, and you will want to hold on to it because it feels safer than moving on. But each time, you have to remind yourself that you deserve peace. You deserve to be free. You deserve to wake up without the weight of what they did pressing down on you. People think strength is about fighting back, about proving a point, about making the other person feel your pain. But true strength is found in the ability to rise above it. True strength is in saying, "This hurt me, but it will not break me." True strength is knowing that your happiness, your growth, your future is far more important than holding on to something that no longer serves you. At the end of the day, you do not let go for them. You let go for you, because life is too short to spend it carrying someone else's mistakes, because you deserve to move forward without the past weighing you down, because peace is the real victory, and letting go is the ultimate act of strength. There comes a moment when you realize that no one else gets to define your story but you. Not the people who hurt you, not the ones who doubted you, not the ones who left you when you needed them the most. It is easy to believe that what has happened to you, the pain you have endured, the betrayals you have faced, are the defining elements of who you are. But your story is not about what was done to you. It is about what you choose to do next. It is about how you rise, how you rebuild, how you take ownership of your life and decide that you are more than the worst things you have been through. Pain is a way of making us feel small, of making us believe that we are powerless, that our lives are at the mercy of other people's choices. It makes us feel like victims, like we are trapped in a narrative we never asked to be a part of. But the moment you realize that you are the author of your own story, everything changes. You may not have chosen the hardships, the disappointments, the heartbreak, but you do get to choose how you respond. You get to choose whether you stay stuck in the past or whether you take what you have learned and use it to create something better. There's no power in letting someone else's actions define your future. If you let the ones who hurt you write your story, they will keep you in the chapter where they left you. They will keep you reliving the same hurt, the same anger, the same resentment. But you are not meant to stay there. You are meant to turn the page. You are meant to take everything you have been through and turn it into wisdom, into strength, into resilience. Every hardship has the potential to either break you or build you, and the choice is always yours. It is tempting to let your pain become your identity, to hold on to the stories of betrayal and disappointment as proof of what you have endured. But you are not what happened to you. You are not just a collection of wounds. You are the person who survived, the person who kept going even when it felt impossible. And that means you get to decide how the story unfolds. You get to choose whether your past defines you or whether it becomes the foundation for something greater. Owning your story means letting go of the need for validation from the people who hurt you. It means realizing that closure does not come from them admitting they were wrong, but from you deciding that their actions no longer have the power to shape your future. It means stepping into a version of yourself that is not tied to revenge or resentment, but to growth and purpose. And it is about reclaiming your life and deciding that the best response to pain is not to dwell in it, but to use it as fuel to become something extraordinary. You do not need anyone else to acknowledge your worth. You do not need permission to move forward. You do not need their regret, their apology, their understanding. What you need is the courage to trust yourself, to believe that your story is still unfolding. that the best chapters are still ahead of you. The people who hurt you do not get to have the final word. The circumstances that tried to break you do not get to define you. You are the one who decides what comes next. At the end of the day, your story is yours. No one else can write it for you. No one else gets to dictate how it ends. And the most powerful thing you can do is take back the pen, refuse to let your past control you, and write a future that is filled with strength, with joy, with the undeniable proof that you were always more than what happened to you. You were always meant for more. In the end, the best revenge is not about proving anything to the people who hurt you. It's about proving to yourself that you are more than what happened to you. Healing, living well, letting go, and reclaiming your story are not signs of weakness, but of immense strength. When you choose growth over resentment, peace over bitterness, and self-worth over validation, you take back the power they tried to take from you. Your story is yours to write, and the most powerful thing you can do is live in a way that reflects your strength, your resilience, and your ability to rise beyond the pain. The past may have shaped you, but it does not define you. You define you. And that is the greatest victory of all.